In a bustling city filled with towering skyscrapers and vibrant life, there lived a woman named Clara. Every morning, she would rise early, don her crisp work attire, and head to her job at a reputable marketing firm. Clara was diligent, dedicated, and known for her strong work ethic. Yet, despite the long hours and her unwavering commitment, she found herself perpetually stressed over her finances. Each month, as payday arrived, she would feel a momentary lift, only to watch her bank account dwindle rapidly. Bills, groceries, and unexpected expenses seemed to conspire against her, leaving her with a gnawing sense of financial instability. At first glance, Clara's situation appeared to stem from her income, or lack thereof. However, as she began to reflect on her habits, she realized that the issue was not solely about how much she earned, but rather how she managed what she had. Unrecognized poor financial habits were silently draining her resources, and she was caught in a cycle of stress and anxiety. One of the most significant challenges Clara faced was her lack of a budget. She often thought of budgeting as a restrictive practice, something that would curb her spontaneity and enjoyment. Instead, she preferred to live freely, making purchases as they arose. However, without a clear financial plan, she found herself overspending on non-essentials and struggling to cover necessary expenses. The absence of a budget led to a chaotic financial life where money slipped through her fingers like sand. To illustrate the importance of budgeting, Clara learned about the 50-30-20 rule, a straightforward strategy that allocates 50% of income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings. This simple framework allowed her to visualize her spending and prioritize her financial goals. She began by tracking her monthly income and categorizing her expenses, discovering that she could make small adjustments that would lead to significant savings over time. By dedicating time to create a monthly plan, Clara felt a newfound sense of control over her finances. Another habit that contributed to her financial stress was emotional spending. Clara often turned to shopping as a way to cope with stress or celebrate small victories. Retail therapy became a familiar routine, where she would indulge in new clothes or gadgets to boost her mood. Unfortunately, these fleeting moments of happiness were overshadowed by the reality of her mounting bills. She realized that emotional spending was not just a financial pitfall. It was a temporary escape that ultimately left her feeling more anxious. To combat this, Clara started to practice mindfulness before making purchases. She would pause and reflect on whether the item was truly needed or if it was simply a reaction to her emotions. This reflective practice helped her to differentiate between genuine needs and impulsive desires, allowing her to make more intentional choices about her spending. Credit cards, once seen as a convenient tool, became another source of stress for Clara. She had fallen into the trap of treating her credit card as if it were free money, swiping it without considering the long-term implications. As the months passed, she found herself accumulating debt, each purchase adding to a growing balance that felt insurmountable. The realization hit hard when she received her credit card statement, revealing interest charges that seemed to multiply overnight. To regain control, Clara researched responsible credit use. She learned the importance of paying off her balance in full each month to avoid interest and prevent debt from spiraling out of control. She also set a limit on her credit card usage, ensuring that she only charged what she could afford to pay back immediately. By treating her credit card as a tool rather than a crutch, Clara began to feel the weight of financial stress lift. As she continued her journey toward financial stability, Clara recognized another common pitfall: the tendency to overlook small expenses. A coffee here, a snack there, these seemingly minor purchases added up quickly, draining her budget without her noticing. At first, she dismissed them as inconsequential, but as she tracked her spending, the cumulative effect became clear. To tackle this issue, Clara implemented a strategy for tracking her small expenses. She started a daily journal where she recorded every purchase, no matter how small. This practice not only helped her stay accountable, but also encouraged her to think twice before making impulsive buys. By becoming more aware of her spending habits, she was able to redirect those funds toward her savings goals. Saving consistently was another challenge Clara faced. Life always seemed to throw unexpected expenses her way, making it difficult to set aside money. However, she learned the importance of establishing an automatic transfer to her savings account as soon as her paycheck arrived. By treating her savings like a non-negotiable expense, she could build her savings gradually, even if it was a small amount at first. This habit instilled a sense of security, knowing that she was preparing for the future. Finally, Clara realized that her financial education was lacking. She had missed opportunities to learn about money management, which contributed to her struggles. Determined to change this, she sought out resources to enhance her financial literacy. She began watching informative videos, reading finance blogs, and even joining online communities where she could discuss financial topics with others. Each day became an opportunity to learn something new, and with each piece of knowledge, she felt more empowered to make informed decisions about her finances. As Clara reflected on her journey, she encouraged others to assess their own financial habits. The path to financial literacy and empowerment is not a straight line. It is filled with challenges and learning opportunities. By recognizing and addressing poor financial habits, anyone can take steps toward a more stable financial future. Clara's story serves as a reminder that the journey to financial wellness begins with self-awareness and a commitment to change. In the end, it's about understanding that managing personal finances is not just about the numbers. It's about cultivating habits that foster stability and growth. Each small step taken toward financial literacy can lead to a more secure and fulfilling life.